Have you ever looked at a painting and felt that it was speaking directly to you? That's the kind of connection that I strive for in my work. It's one of the things I love most about art, is the ability to just go up to a piece, look at it, and just immediately feel something in your soul. I want to invite you into that world, into my world of art. My name's Kent Norton. I welcome you here to my studio. I'm just an artist, just trying to get started. I didn't come to art in a traditional way. I've always done art growing up. My mom was a super creative person. She thought it was important for us to have some exposure to the arts. So I've done everything. I've done painting, I've done ceramics, pretty much any type of art craft I grew up doing. So that part is pretty true to who I am. When tech was really taking off, I had, an aptitude for tech. Computers and I seem to speak the same language. So I've been an IT professional for over 25 years now. And it's been a great career. I love technology. I love the promise that technology brings with it. Art doesn't come easy for me. It's something that I'm passionate about. It's something that I appreciate and enjoy. But it's always something that I kind of felt that as far as a comparison of myself and other people's talent, it wasn't something that I felt I was going to share with the world, share with you. But over the last couple of years, I have had some instances in my life, some changes. I've lost some loved ones, and there's been other things in my life that have added some anxiety for me. So what I've had to do is I've had to learn to manage my own stress and my own anxieties. And I hit a pivotal point where I just had to find some kind of outlet, some way of turning that anxiety down, if not off, and trying to find a way to manage that anxiety, right? Once I've gotten some supplies, I decided of the things that I've used over the years, I would probably try to start off with some oil painting. So, a couple canvases later, some paint later, I've now been painting professionally, and when I say professionally, I mean that I've offered my paintings. I've put them out there. I've made general awareness of them. I've tried to embrace social media, but I'm not a social media person. But I've tried to get at least noticed and try to get my art out in the world. And I've even been able to sell some paintings to my surprise. That's where I consider myself a professional artist. It took me a long time to be able to call myself an artist, much less a professional artist. But I do believe that I'm getting better. I do believe that creativity in and of itself can be inherent to us, but I do think that painting, like any other skill, is a skill that you can learn. I'm not in the position to teach anyone how to paint. Like I said, I've had art classes over the years. I think I have a natural aptitude for painting, but I don't paint correctly. I'm sure there's process and procedures and different things that are done by professional artists that I don't do. So I would never presume to tell someone, how to paint. I would never do that. I am hoping through this YouTube channel not to monetize myself. I know a lot of people now are using YouTube for additional, revenue streams and that type of thing. I have no interest in that. Well, I wouldn't say no interest in that. I mean, money's money, right? But it's not why I'm starting the YouTube channel. I'm actually starting the channel because what I'm finding out in my world of trying to sell my art is that it really is about relationships. It's so much more about relationships than I ever thought it would be. A lot of what I get as far as feedback is from close friends, friends of friends. And what I find is that growing that circle it seems to be the approach for me. It's a nice, steady approach. It's allowing me to let people know about my interest in art. Many people I work with were blown away. You know, they really do see just one person, one side of me at work. They see that IT professional side of me. The last couple of years have been really interesting for me because I've been able to show a different facet of myself, a different type of personality I think that people weren't really expecting. And I've been trying my best to cultivate that artistic relationship with people. So I'm not an introvert, but I'm not an extrovert either. So I do have to work at my relationships. I do have to work at making the opportunity to connect with people. It's just building my friendships and my relationships and creating, you know, that stronger sense of community. One of the pieces behind me here, which is called Don't Weep For Me, is a 3-panel piece of a large weeping willow tree. And it symbolizes one of my close and dear friends who has asked me to do this painting for her. One of the strongest women I've ever known in my life. She's definitely made some interesting choices in her life. I think she would tell anyone, you know, that her choices are unique and unique to her. But in doing so, she just has this beautiful story. And so I'm painting this painting to show her the beauty in that story. I do think that every painting that I do needs to have a story. Most of my paintings, and you'll find this out about me as you start to learn more about me as an artist, is you'll find that when you read about my paintings, I really do put, I think, as much thought into the piece as I do the actual production of the piece. So for me, everything has to have a story. Typically when I take on a commission or someone tells me that they're interested in having a painting, I try to get a feel for them. Usually it's somebody I know pretty well. But if it's not, I try to get to know them. And when I do, I try my best to portray the part of their story and the part of who they are that I find inspirational. There are some times that I'll paint to practice technique. I've done some still lifes and things like that, and I'll put them out there for sale, and some people like those. I also do some landscapes, generalized landscapes and things like that, which are perfectly fine, and I need to do those things as I develop as an artist. Like I said, I've only been painting since 2020, and I've only been really showcasing my art probably the last 2 to 3 years. So I'm still super new at this. Again, I'm not in this to make money on YouTube, and I'm not in this to try to tell other people how to do art. I do think, truly, I feel art is very subjective. I know it is for me. And I actually find it fascinating when I create a piece and I have something either in my heart that I'm expressing, or I have a story that I'm trying to illustrate. It's really interesting to me to ask someone else who's viewing the art what they see or what they feel. And I'm often just amazed how often they pick up on what it is I am trying to communicate, right? And what it is I am trying to share with them. But then it's also fascinating to me to kind of see the flip side, where a painting could mean something completely different to someone else. And when they explain to me what they see and what they're feeling, I almost immediately like, well, duh, yeah, I can see that too. So I find that part of sharing my art probably one of the coolest parts. Is to see how other people react to my art. I hope that you'll like my video. Like I said, this is just a quick intro, and I hope that you'll follow my channel. I'm still open to the formatting of this. I, again, want to show you guys the work that I'm doing. I don't know if that'll be like some actual studio time, watching me actually paint and create. I guess I'll be a part of that. And then I'll be doing some other pieces along the way. I might also just get on here and just have conversations with you, especially if I'm thinking about a particular piece or thinking through something that I might start doing. I may hit you up for some advice or for some insights. So again, I appreciate you finding my channel. I'll be surprised if anyone does, or if anyone even really cares to watch it. But I did want to use all the channels that I could possibly use because I am dedicated to my art. I'm dedicated in this career transition. I find myself, sacrificing a lot of time that I could be doing other things because I truly do enjoy creating something that's never been created. And I think when I realized to myself that people were responding positively to my work, and when I realized that I did in fact make something that nobody else has made, and that it truly is a one-of-a-kind creation, there's something very empowering about that. There's something about saying, I've made something that only I could make, and now it's in the world. So I just think that's an amazing thing. And so I'm trying to embrace that and create just as much as I can and get those additional benefits of just managing my emotions, managing stress, creating relationships, getting to know people that I wouldn't normally have gotten to know. And I've gotten to know the love for art that some of my friends have that I didn't know existed. So it's been a really, really amazing journey so far. And while I don't know if art is ever going to be the whole of my world or the part of my world that's supporting me financially, I don't know. I don't know that I really care, honestly. I just want to give it a go, which is what this is. And I hope that people see my art, see me. I hope they respond to why I make art and what that art's trying to say. And I think at the end of the day, that's all I can hope for. It's been great talking with you, getting to know you. I hope you're getting to know me a little bit better, and I'm glad to see you. And go ahead, like this video, and let's stay connected. Bye.